Up next on Inspiring Beauty and Believers.
Whatever's meant for me, can't nobody else have. What's meant for them, I can't be jealous for because that's their blessing. And oftentimes people are trying to cross the line. They think that's what's supposed to be in your life. No.
He's done miracles on me. Back again, he's done. Back again, he's done miracles. Back again, he's done miracles on me.
No. You may have set out to do something on your own. If you get to a point where you realize this is bigger than me, be sure enough of yourself to know that it's not less of a man to say, brothers, can y'all help me lift this? I've tried it 4 times every way I know. I almost injured myself. I cannot lift this by myself. But I think together, we can have this done in half an hour. It's taking me 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Life was happening. And after I sat down and prayed, the first thing that came to my mind was Jeff. And I called him. He was like, I got you. See, I was like, how easy? Like, I literally put the phone on. I was like, all this time.
Not every day.
Yo.
I have my own pursuit. I have life. I have wife. I have children. Yeah, I'm not gonna be everything.
Yeah.
But if we've committed ourselves to one another in some capacity, there won't be an emergency, a bona fide emergency, that I don't avail myself.
But to your point, though, if you can't handle your everyday, you wouldn't be in my life.
Exactly. Right. No, that's true.
You wouldn't be around. You would have weeded yourself out a long time ago.
It's great to know you.
Like, you know, I'm so happy I called myself.
Oh, man.
I'm so happy I
He's
called
doing so good.
No!
Talk that growth.
You gotta come back
Talk
home.
that growth. Y'all have no idea. I'm sweating. I caught that. Yeah, I gotta hear. But that's such growth. I'm so
But it's so real because you also realize the caliber of people that you're surrounded by. I still remember this a couple years ago. I had to call Jay and apologize. And it wasn't something I had intentionally done to him. But when I sat and it just sat on my spirit, and I was like, something's not right until I talked to my man. Like, and it literally was like, just something's not right. I didn't feel like there was a disconnection between him and I whatsoever. But because of how I value him in my life, I was like, I get to apologize to him because I love this man. And I get to make sure that he knows that. Like, when you have people like that in your life, when you find them, it's like, yeah, again, I didn't grow up with it. Right? And I was like, just because I didn't grow up with it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You created it. And so this is the atmosphere to which we get to operate. But it takes intention. I have to intentionally show up there. Right? Yeah, very much so. But that's the path that we're on. So first of all, I did want to still got to push it on. It's great.
Yes.
I do have one question I do want to ask. Take the rest, but go ahead.
It goes intertwined with him. Because even though he didn't have a father, I think if it's the books, the experiences, the things of that nature, I wanted to give him the flowers because I never even looked at it as per se because him. It wasn't even him. It was just a situation he was connected to. Nothing outside of his control, right? But for him to apologize made me start being like, okay, now I don't know what it was, but it flipped the switch on me to reevaluate certain other people and how who did something to you and never apologized. Once again, where that word comes in, accountability. Like, okay, so he did it and he didn't apologize. That shows a higher level of character than somebody who does something to you directly but not apologize, knowingly and blame you for it. So at that point, I was like, yo, that in itself, he deserves his flowers because any man to come and swallow your pride, because oftentimes we do have pride and things of that nature. We got like, let me reevaluate it. I'm going to let all of that other stuff go, and I'm just going to go man to man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see it all too often where somebody can be man to man. They can skirt around the issue and this and that. Nah, he came directly in. He's like, yo, this is what happened, this is what happened. And I was like, nah, bro, like, honestly, you did everything inside your control. This, and this is how I know you tried everything you could. Yeah. I was the one that had to separate to still save the situation. Mm-hmm. So, and at some point in that, some people need to get that reassurance that, okay, all right, let me just know. But just because even if there's something, I want to make sure I clean the whole slate out. There's something to be said. So big ups.
While we're giving Marcus his flowers, for a person who grew up, specifically in your teenage years, in your developmental manhood, coming of age without a father, to watch you consistently put in the work of knowing yourself better and bettering yourself. You have flaws, we all have flaws. I don't know what your flaws are, but I know you look in the mirror and be like, I need to work on this. Or after a situation, you see that your character is still development in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Today you caught yourself. I see growth already. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge it. But I do know that when we first met, I'm not sure how you stand with this now, but when we first met, you had concern towards self in regards to your ability to properly husband, properly father. And it made you apprehensive in some regards because it's like, well, I don't want to do this until I know I won't be bad. And God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you're mindful enough to be thoughtful, but I will tell you, as the people knowing your character on this seat, bro, like you solid. If I saw flaws that I thought would be dangerous for a relationship, whether horizontal or vertical, I would pull you aside and we have a conversation. And it wouldn't be a judgmental thing like, well, this is what I know this. And I know that you have aspirations for these things, but I think this would be detrimental to you if you continue acting in this way. You may want to give it some thought. Or you may want to find in yourself why you function. It's not so much that you need to stop. But what's the motive behind it? Why are you so protective in this regard? Why are you so outlandish in this regard? What do you do? So I will echo what King said, that you are a man of great character and a man who's willing to put in the work. And I think that's really all that we can ask of each other, because none of us are going to have it all in any area. Are you willing to put in the work? And we already see you putting in the work. So I just want to encourage you, man, that we see you already better than you were. And I have absolutely no doubt how good you will be at both of those aspects of your life when you time. So just rest in that.
Bro, and I just want to reiterate,
You feel me?
As somebody who's experienced, because MJ's been there since like Nico was born and stuff like that. We didn't even have Nico when we first met. As somebody who sees that, there's been a father that's been married. One thing that I've come to learn, it don't matter how much you think you're ready, it's still gonna be, once you in it, you're gonna be like, I still gotta grow. You're gonna learn so much about yourself. Like you can all the way through all the work and think perfectly fine, and you just get this one thing, because I think it's always something special about a woman. When you ain't right, they got this thing in them that just doesn't sit right, that they gotta tell you what's wrong with you. And we appreciate it, like, we just don't like it, but we appreciate it.
When you have the right person,
when you know that the motive
is right.
Say that again. Say it out loud.
When you have the right person, like they're calling you forth, not calling you out.
That's so solid.
You know what I'm saying?
This season of my life, I'd say the last like 6 or 7 years has been, I didn't know I had things that were still traumas buried in me that had to be exposed in my last couple of relationships. And I was like, man, you may not have been my wife, but you had to help me uncover something that I needed to hear. Like, I didn't realize I had abandonment issues and unhealthy attachment or avoidant attachment and all of these things. So my preparation now isn't I'm being prepared to be a husband and a father. I'm just being prepared to be who God created me to be. And that's opening the doors for that stockhold of blessings that He has for me. Like, oh, my son's almost ready, right? Because I can feel a shift in my life. Like birds are falling inside. And I'm like, oh, okay. All these examples I haven't seen, I missed them because I was complaining internally about what I didn't have. So I was just like, yo, I ain't even had that. And the whole time I was like, I've been planting little pieces, right? What you didn't have, you see here. What you didn't, it's right here. It's right on the other side of your story. And then when I took my shades off, I was like, oh, I was trying to make myself miserable. And that's where negative is natural, positive is on purpose came from. It was like, oh, no, I can see the struggle, but where's the growth in the struggle for me?
Do you have that graphic already?
No, I forget where I first went. It was like, I caught it in a life event. It was a piece of it. Not just changed it, but
You'll see that all
in my life.
But I'll credit you.
First time.
I'm so. Ooh. Yesterday when we were talking, I went home. On my way home, I was sitting there just doing what I normally do in my truck. I'm sitting there just driving. I'm sitting there thinking. I'm talking to guys, talking to myself, and whatever. But you weren't sitting like something. It's not that you weren't sitting right, but there was something there about you. So I was just like, all right, well, I mean, I'll give you a leg, try to see what it is. So going to sleep last night, couldn't sleep. You know, had to do something real early this morning or whatever. And I was just like, why do I feel like? I was like, because I need to be doing something that I ain't supposed to, that I'm not doing. So I took put my phone away, did all that stuff, whatever. Took my little sleep tab, whatever. But went ahead and started doing my prayer. You came up. And the thing that kept coming up in my spirit was transition. So he's in transition right now. It's like, yeah, he's in transition. It's not that negative trend. It's not that like you're going from negative to positive. It's a shift in where you're going. It's a shift in how your life is going to look.
All I see is a line.
Exactly. It's just
Can I just add what you're saying?
And I'm just glad that you were saying that right now, because I'm like, that just, to me, that just confirms what I was feeling. Exactly. That confirmation. That's exactly what I was feeling.
I posted it on social media, like, I'm in this uncomfortable transition right now. Where who I was is no longer me, but I haven't stepped into the next chapter, like the finalized version of it. And I'm like, oh, this ain't even really that uncomfortable. It's just patience. That's what I'm holding.
One thing I want to say in this is like, I want to use Moses. And there's oftentimes I've had my burning bush moments, and there's times, I'm spraying roaches in the studio, or a time where after
Burning bushes or
it was different burning bush moments. When I go, it's almost like a hermit crab, and I know we know each other's relationship, but you go into this point where God got to strip everything, because I know he was apologizing about that, but I actually prayed for some shifting. And whenever I pray for shifting in my life, he takes me to this burning bush moments. He removes me from everything, puts me into this burning bush where it's time with him in prayer, reevaluating and redoing my life, and he puts me back out. And a lot of times everybody sees the after effect. And they just like, the after effect. They never see when you're burning bush moment, because that's most of the time God has you hidden. But that's when you get the most revelation. Because it's at a time, he's going to tell you to strike the rock. You're going to see the blessing come. And there's going to be some times we get in the way and we want to strike that rock again, because that's what they put the pressure on, but it ain't the same result because it shifted you into a new realm. So I call them Moses moments. So when he was speaking, I was just like, yeah, there's some times where you have your Moses moments, but that's when I have my most growth. Because you may step up on the ladder, but in between there's this gap. Because there's oftentimes there's a gap where you don't think nothing going, and that's when the most is happening, preparing you for that next step. And then once you do that, it's going to be that next gap. There's always these gaps in between when you're looking at it, and it looks like it's nothing, but that's when the most work is being done. And oftentimes when you step up to that next level, it's the result of that gap that you had before when God was putting everything in place for you. And last thing I'll say too, another reason why I can be in the presence of rich people, whatever, whatnot, one thing I've always been raised about was that I know who I am and where I come from, and I'm going to be honest with that. And the thing was, I really thought I knew who I was until I had this last gap. And that's when God, when you're really in the true essence of peace of who you are, no matter what nobody says, there's a freedom. And in that freedom is where that liberty you're going to really see. And also with being in the presence of other men, while I'm never jealous about another man, is because God has this for me. Whatever's meant for me, can't nobody else have. What's meant for them, I can't be jealous for because that's their blessing. And oftentimes people are trying to cross the line and think that's what's supposed to be in your life. No, if you just take your step, you'll start seeing the exponential growth of what God has, because he's infinite. So you can have as much as you want, but you got to have what's meant for you and not for everybody else. And that's another thing that brings the peace. And I know there's two different things, but Moses burning bush moment, but also being in the presence of other people.
I think there's a reason that one of the 10 Commandments was like to not covet. Covet is based in comparison. It's got nothing to do with what I do or don't have. It's the fact that you do have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why can't I simply be as me? What? And I love the fact that, I can vouch for people in this family. I can't say for everybody. We're all at a point where we will ask ourselves those questions honestly, even if it requires a hard answer. It's like, why? I understand you think it's dope. Did you be honest with yourself? Did you recognize that you felt upset when you saw that they had it and you didn't?
I'm gonna tell it.
Look at that.
I'm gonna tell it.
Now I don't blow over this. This is the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it in me that made me feel like I'm almost mad? Like I feel like they don't deserve it. Why? What does them have anything to do? Why do I care about what they deserve and they don't? Why am I paying so much attention to them? It's not. Come on, man. So
in my healing, I'd be like, if they can have it, I know I can have it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like everything you want wants you to, but sometimes when you see it, the person who is unhealed or just hurt, they're like, what? They don't deserve that. The person who's healed or healing goes, it's available. It's available.
Not only that, but pray more blessings on their life.
Yeah,
What you did,
I'm
what you
cheering
did,
you on.
what you
I'm
did.
absolutely. I'm gonna celebrate you, man.
You gotta celebrate that. I've had down moments, like I said, and I've celebrated so many times. And when I've been up, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing of the reflection of what you do when you're there.
Exactly.
And that's,
I've had so many instances where I'm actually gonna go all the way back. So maybe when I was like 9, 10 years old, yeah, for real. My wife like 9, 20. Like 9, 10 years old, and this goes to the whole father aspect. No, I do like 10 or 11. So anyway, there was always this placard that my mother had up in the house, and it was the will of God will never lead you, with the grace of God cannot keep you. And I would just pass by it and read it, and do a thing, pass by and read it, Came to an age where the questions started coming of, number one, who is God? Because my mother wasn't in church like that. And what does all that mean?
Right. That's a wonderful saying.
So, living my life, doing my thing. Eventually, I found this Bible somewhere, and it's like, this looks like an interesting book. I should go ahead and start reading it. So I just went ahead and I just pick it up, start reading. I'm like, dang, this is all right. I don't understand these and thous and he begots and all the rest of the stuff, and most of the stuff that I'm looking at, I don't get it. So then I just kind of go through it, whatever, and then I hit Proverbs. And then I'm sitting there, and there's a portion where it says, God is a father to the fathers. And I'm like, and there's another portion where it says, God gives liberally to he who asks. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm asking. I need a father to be my father. From that, I promise you, from that point, I saw life differently. From 11, 12 on. I wasn't the wisest person,
Right.
but stuff would like light up like in my spirit. Do this. Go here. Don't do this. You're about to do it anyway. That's a right, such and such's house. I told you can go 2 miles away to their house. Get on home. Like, it's just those instances. And that carried on all the way through life, carried on through me having my son. It's carried on to this day. If I don't understand something, whatever, or I'm looking at something, I'm like, hey, I need a little bit of guidance. I need you to help me. I need whatever. Me and God have raw conversations. Like, I talk to him like Jeremiah talks to me. Like, my son, he talks exactly the same way. Just raw. Hey, I need some help, Dan. Like, I need us to sit down. We're going to have our little pancake breakfast because I got something to tell you. Like, what's good? This goes back to what you were talking about before. Like, literally, and I told you, like, my son's getting ready to go to a technical institute so he can learn how to work on cars and stuff, whatever. So he's been working at this restaurant for a couple of years now as a server. So he was just like, well, I'm going to go ahead and text him. I'm coming in, I'm going to text my students. I was like, you really want to text you to him? It's like, you have an email? Can you go in person? I mean, I know we don't necessarily print stuff out anymore, but at least try to get an email from somebody, do some stuff, whatever. He was like, no, man, I think I got an email somewhere, but I don't know if I can find it, whatever. I was like, may not necessarily be the best way to do that. And even if you don't want to go through all the drama or you don't know what to say, you can go online. And there are plenty of forums that are there. You can just copy, paste. I had a wonderful time. Thank you for the opportunity. Hopefully our paths cross again some other time. Blah, blah, blah. Some BS that maybe somebody don't want to hear, but maybe they do.
But you don't know the bridge.
Exactly. or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll stand out a little bit more than the rest of the people that just bounce. So he was like, I get it. So I was like, all right. I mean, just give you a little nugget. I love you. Have a good night. Goes to bed last night. Saw him in the morning. He was like, yeah, I went ahead, got the form together, got the form, copy and paste, put the name on all that stuff. I just sent it in. I was like, yeah, that feel a little bit better than just I'm out. Just put in my 2 weeks. He was like, yeah, it did. I was like, all right, that's all I wanted to see. You just smile and turn around. I was like, that's all I need you to do. That's all I need to give you. That's all I need you to give you.
Okay, no. Shut up. Be quiet.
Subscribe so you don't miss next week's video.
But to wrap it all back together, right? Talking about toxicity and toxic masculinity, right? A lot of it comes with phrases of like man up, etc., etc. We touched on all those things, but to wrap it all up, right? Especially accountability and repair, which is apologizing, showing emotion, right? How do y'all, but right? How do we break that so that we